Community Beacon, Fridays at 6:30 EST, with your hosts Michael Seville and Joel Simmons. A channel whose focus is liberty. A place where the lessons discussed and taught will create openings to a more open and freer mindset. A mindset where you may reach the height of your potential and excel. Here are your hosts, Mike and Joel.
All right. We're back in the place to be for another Community Beacon, and we are working things out. Woo! I'm loving this thing. Even the struggles, brother. I'm okay with it. Even with the struggles, because I know that it's real. This is real. You know, what we're doing is real. I love it. I love the way it feels. I love the support that we're getting from all over, not just the nation, all over the world. So, without further ado, how's your week, brother?
Or much ado about nothing. Don't say further ado in Toastmasters. They'll say you don't say further ado. It doesn't. Anyways, long story short, great week. Very busy week. Staying active, staying fruitful. You know, that was one of the first instructions given: be fruitful and multiply. And so this week has been just that, getting deeper into the processes, getting deeper into life and what it has. And first, I was just thinking today before I came on about how much I think about Community Beacon and how effective that we are and how we are, and just continuously thinking about what can we bring of value to this show, because we've been doing it. I think this might be the 28th, 29th show, somewhere along the lines. And we've just been digging in, going harder, getting better, even through the technical difficulties that we've had, because we're having them. But we're just keep pushing. And that's the end of the day. Just keep pushing, man. I'm glad to be back in the place, brother. Glad to see you in the place. As Anna says, it's the 27th. This will be the 27th show.
27th.
And just preparing and doing what we have to do. Of course, this show is going to be pre-recorded. Busy people, but we're making that happen as best as we can, and we hope that you all understand that. Let's get into some housekeeping, and let's get into this pre-show. Of course, you guys know Monday nights, 9:00. I am there each and every Monday night. Sometimes I don't want to be there, but I'm there. You can set it. For us, they can set a clock to us. One thing about it is that we're doing what we need to do and we're consistent with it. So Monday nights, 9:00, come check me out. Awesome show that I had Monday, kind of pre-rolling what's going to be the upcoming events for the next month for every Monday. So check me out on Monday nights, guys. Of course, on Wednesdays, we got It Starts With Me. The brother Joel is interviewing some high-level, very intelligent, special people who are giving their testimony. The show format is off the chain. Keep checking it out. Who's up next? Who do you have next?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Listen, we have been going through it. I think we have CJ that's coming up next. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be diving into something that is not always spoken about. So we have some people that will be discussing sex education and also trafficking, and the story that they're bringing, Roan and Eve Hunter, what they're bringing is going to be dynamite. And we've got some other individuals that are set up with the same type of zeal and tenacity to bring these stories to the forefront. I mean, they're pretty big. So we're glad to have them, this family, this couple duo. Yeah, very glad to have it. So remember, y'all, let's continue on with it. Community Beacon here every single Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. There's a pre-record, but nonetheless, we're going to have a great time in it. Like, share, love. All right? Connect with us, DM us, subscribe, follow. Get in with it, y'all. I mean, this is big. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're in the podcast studio. We're doing it. We want to make sure this information is out there. And what we have coming forward is going to just like blow your mind.
Right.
We're creating stuff that is going to blow your mind. It blows my mind.
Yeah. Each and every month, bringing you something. Each and every week, excuse me. And this month, of course, we're jumping into wellness. Of course, last week you would have already. We spoke about body and mind, and this week it'll be just as good, probably better, talking about soul and spirit. So I'm excited for this show. I'm excited for us to get into it. Of course, engage. If we don't speak with you now while this show is being ran, of course, we'll get back to you. And like Joe said, you guys are DMing me. You're DMing me. You're texting me. Some people I haven't spoken to in a long time have texted me in regards to the shows that we're doing, asking for information. A lot of the stuff that we talk about, a lot of the things that you're asking me, we've already spoken about on the show. So what I would suggest you do as well is to, rewind and play it. This is here. This is documented. A lot of the things that you guys are asking is documented. I don't know the exact show, but we always give a pretty decent description. Anna's been doing an excellent job with that. So check out some of our shows. And then once you check out the shows, come forth with this information, because the questions and that now the questions will be a lot more fruitful, because now you'll be asking a different kind of question. Does that makes sense? Once you understand where we're headed, you're asking a different type of question, which will be even, now we can push you to the next level of where we're headed. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Housekeeping done?
Yeah, housekeeping's done 100%. One more thing, Kenyatta, we love you. All right. So continue to keep your head up. We look forward to seeing you very soon. But we just wanted you to know, hey, we still are thinking about you. You're in our heart. We can't wait to have you come up on the show. All right. Let's go, Mike. Let's talk about it, man.
Perfect. And I'm gonna almost defer. I got a lot of questions, but there's a lot of things that we're getting into. But we're looking at an expert here, the brother on the other side of the screen. We're going to get into soul and spirit. I know whenever there's something that's deep down that's bothering me, because a lot of the things that we manifest, they come essentially from conflicts or probably contrast, something that's going on within our soul and our spirit, and it just manifests on outside. We start to draw in a lot of these different things because of what internally is going on the inside. So I would honestly say that it starts with the soul and the spirit, and then it highly affects your physical, your mind, etc. But a lot of these things tend to be internal conflicts. How can we come together and figure out, and where do we start from and where do we go, brother? And I'm going to let you go ahead and take it all over from there. And of course, I'm definitely here to interject and share my experiences as well.
Hey, man, 100%. I definitely love that. I appreciate that, because when we were speaking about body and mind, there was definitely a lot of good, that's produced there. So we're working in different time frames and time zones. If you all only could know. Let me go ahead and share this screen right here there, brother. Let me go ahead and share this so that we can kind of dive back into something that, to remind people what we got going on here. We're dealing with these 4 components in wellness, right? And at the center of them is the soul. But you got the body, the mind, the spirit, and this is very important for us to really understand how to truly get full wellness with the inside of ourselves.
Right.
2 weeks ago, we discussed that and having that open discussion where, Mike, what'd you call that? Holistic, right?
Holistically, right.
Yeah, because at that point in time, we were just talking about, listen, the whole body. Sometimes what'll end up happening is you work on one aspect. You got a addiction, you work on the body, but then you don't work on the mind. And then the mind starts to go away. Or you work on the mind and you start to get your mind together, but the spirit is still all wrong. We have to feed everything. All of these different components are what make us who we are. So it's very important, right?
Right.
Very important. So we have to keep that thought process in mind. in order for us to be able to go to the next level. So let me just throw this one up there, and then we can start off with this, because I want to kind of like do a little reminder, Mike.
Go ahead.
And this right here. So this is what we're going to call the timeline for the birth of human, right? And you might remember this already. But this is by the standard that this is my belief, shared belief right here. God created us, the body. And from the body, he breathed life into the body. You get the soul. Then man realized he was alive. You have the mind. And then man began to make decisions, and he acted and reacted. And those decisions equate to the spirit. So when it all comes down to it, this is what we have going on. We have body, soul, mind, spirit. And many times the soul and the spirit, they get mixed up. People aren't really sure about which one is which, because they don't have the true understanding of the mind and the spirit. And that's important. So body was already discussed, soul in Genesis 2:7. And breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So the soul is just that. Mike, I'm going to take us a little bit deeper into that soul aspect. So I'm going to click on through this. Mind, last week, man became a living soul. That's when he understood who he was. Spirit, in the 3rd chapter, 10th verse, I heard the voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. What exactly does that mean, right? What exactly does that mean? How does that equate to spirit? Well, spirit is an embodiment of the emotions or attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when the spirit of man began to take place. Before that, he was just an obedient soul. That was it. He didn't really have much choice, except that he chose, God said, do this. He did it. We don't necessarily know how much of a choice it was. We know that he had the power to choose, but we don't truly understand how much of a choice it was. But we know that at this point in time, he made a decision to do something opposing what he was told. This is the spirit of man. We have the choice to do whatever we want to do. And that right there shows up in who we are. The soul, the invisible life in its fullest. That's what it is. It's not, it's not like Mike loves to wake up early in the morning so that he can take care of X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. Maybe you like to sleep in late. Maybe I want to sleep in a little bit later. That has nothing to do with the soul. Nothing at all. Because the immortal part of the human is the soul. Because irregardless of what I think, how I feel, what emotions I have, it doesn't matter. My soul is my soul. It is the life. And if you take the soul out of a man, then all those other things fail. There's nothing else left. So it is the immortal. That's what the soul is. What'd you say about it, brother, while we're there?
Yeah, I love it. I'm just thinking about what people call the consciousness, and the soul being a part of the consciousness, this universal thing where you came from God, but it's the universal consciousness of it. It's there, like you said. It's probably the purest. It's the purest form of it. So I'm loving this. Is somebody should get paid for this? The brothers, the brothers should get paid for this. So I'm writing and I'm taking notes as we go along, because this is some great information, especially how you broke it down. I like the beginning when we started, because we'll get into it just like we got into it last week in regards to a process, God's process, and there's a reason for the process. So, but I mean, I know our time is limited, so let's get into it. Let's get back into it.
Hey man, let's just roll with it. You know how we do. We just
roll
into the next show. It's all right, because the most important thing, everybody, is just that we want to deliver. We want to make sure that there's value. When you come and you get on this show, Mike's bringing value. I desire to bring value, and we desire to present value to one another, because that's what the beacon is all about. It's about, shining the light on different situations and scenarios. And right now we're talking about one of the greatest things that we could ever talk about, which is, self-awareness, self-help, which is holistically dealing with your own self. And when we don't understand all of these different components about ourselves, we have no ability to actually fix ourselves. We don't know what to do.
Don't know where to start.
We don't know where to start.
You don't know where to start. And you spoke about addiction earlier, and that's what it is. And now I'm starting to get goosebumps on this subject. Like we speak about these things, and a lot of us want to progress. And we want to continue growing, because if you're not growing, they say you're dying. So we're growing. We want to continue growing. We don't want to reach a certain age and it's just stopped. You know what I mean? And some people do have those glass ceilings that you bring into, and this, as we get into it, this is what's going to get you past that glass ceiling of whatever it is. Just like we spoke about last week, what we're talking about this week is regards to, if you want to continue going past, how do I just get to the next level? What's stopping me from getting to the next level? You got to dig deeper. It doesn't get any deeper than this. This is life changing. Go ahead, brother.
I love it, man. I love it. So now let's talk about spirit, the attitude, right? When you present yourself cheerful, thoughtful, you got a bad temper, you're happy, you're defensive, whatever it is, the attitude you present, that is your spirit. That's what's entering in the room. One scripture in the book of John says that you ought to try the spirits and see if they are of God. There's many spirits that have entered into this world, and many times we say, oh, I get along with so-and-so. Oh, I get along with Mike. I get along with Anna. We don't always think the same. We don't act the same, but our spirits are akin to each other.
Yeah.
They like each other. They enjoy being around each other. Sometimes we get confused and we think that we have to have the exact same spirit. Well, in my belief, and I believe I can speak for Mike, the only same spirit that we need to have is the one that comes from God. Mm-hmm. As far as all the other differences, that's fine, because we're all created equal, but we're made differently. My leader, my past mentor, Daddy Madison, S.C. Madison, he taught us you cannot treat everybody the same, but you can treat everybody right.
Oof.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, that's big.
You can treat everybody right. What'd you say, brother?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, and you shouldn't. We go into the discs personality. We talk about that. Talk about being introverted, talking about being extroverted. Like you said, we're different. However, the saying goes, there's a book. Actually, the book is called The Platinum Rule, and it talks about treating people the way that they want to be treated, because everyone wants to be treated a certain way, and it depends on obviously their experience, their life experiences, etc. What I mean to say out of all of that is that we can be different as long as we're aware of that, and then we can all meet up, because it's fine. It's fine to be different. It's fine for you not to necessarily express yourself a certain kind of way, because that's not, quote unquote you. But you need to figure out who you are as well. This is awesome.
Man, nail on the head. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what you just did right now. You hit the nail on the head. Go ahead and put it up on the front. Put it up in the front. Anna's got something that she wanted to join in the conversation, and I think it's a provocative thought and a statement that should be shared with everybody. So I'm gonna ask her to put it on up in the front. Maybe it'll show up in a little bit. There it is. Being different helps others grow. Staying the same won't help with growth. And that's powerful because, you know, and this, everyone, the truth in this is that this can be a plus or a minus statement. Okay. We've discussed this many times before when we talked about circles. A thoughtful person around thoughtful people will continue to be thoughtful. A thoughtful person around a bad-tempered person may help convert the bad-tempered person to become more thoughtful, or the bad-tempered person may convert the thoughtful person to become bad-tempered, or the two of them may find some middle ground, and that may create a whole different type of individual. So we don't always know what the mixing of the attitudes and emotions, what will transpire or what will grow from those relationships. So relationships are powerful and they are a key to our society. When people think that relationships, that it doesn't matter, that being compassionate doesn't matter, that being committed doesn't matter, that communicating doesn't matter, that commitment doesn't matter, we fail to realize how powerful a relationship is and how that relationship may actually affect 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. So, brother, let me hear what you got to say about this. Today, an individual that I have known for 14 years just retired. Something that he said to me 13 years ago. He was my supervisor. We would have called him the boss. We used to call him the boss man, but I'm not a fan of the word boss, especially when I respect somebody. Not
Right.
that boss is a bad word. I understand what it means. I get it. But the connotation that I place with boss versus leader, I prefer to be a leader of people than a boss of them.
Okay.
Granted, you can be whatever you want. Just treat the people right. You call yourself whatever you want.
Words mean something.
That's right. They do
Words
mean
something. So got to be careful what you say. I like the word leader better than boss. The connotation in boss, etc., being bossy. This and we had. All right, I'm not gonna get into it. Talk about the brother. He just retired. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're in 100% agreement.
Yeah.
You know. So when it comes down to it, this man just left. Now, I wanted to take a moment out of his time to give him his flowers before he walked off the site for the last time. And so I gave him a story about 13 years ago when I was just a rookie firefighter. This man brought me into his office. And while we were sitting down, it got deep. And when it got deep, you could feel it. You know, you were just talking about the goosebumps and the hair raising, you know, and I don't know, I'm sure you felt it, but you feel that light, that warmth when it enters into the room, and you know that there's more than just you in that room at that point in time. You know, there's a doorway open above your head. This just got serious. And the man looks up to me and he has a tear coming out of his eye. He wipes his eye off. And he says to me, Joel, you can be whatever you want to be. Whatever you want to be, you can be it, so long as you want to be it. And he meant it. And the way I took it is, this man, based off our conversation, recognized potential in me. Potential that, honestly, I had not seen 13 years ago. And what he put inside of me that day has lived inside of me, and I gave it back to him today. The impact in that to all of us that are listening is that our influence, the words matter, the influence that we give, the spirit that we part with somebody else, that influence, that attitude, that emotion that comes out in word, that comes out in action, that comes out in mannerism, that it has a impact on other people's lives, and that it can cultivate somebody even when they are nowhere near you, and that people may actually be hanging on the very words that you stated. This is the reason why I asked Anna to put in there, being different helps others grow, staying the same won't help others to grow, because it's very true. And it works in the reverse. If you put it out negative, then what you may grow is negativity. If you put it out positive, what you may be growing is positivity. But the thing is, you have no power over the growth. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You have no power over what you give. So don't try to control it. Mike and I were given this word in the community beacon. We hope that you take it and that you can use it. But if you don't worry about it, because we gave it to you. It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You could set it down like a cup of coffee. You could spill it on the ground, or you could give it away. Whatever you want. We know what our desire is, but we're not attached to it because it's a gift. And this is literally a gift. This is a sacrifice. We're doing all this stuff. We don't get paid any money, you know? So this is powerful. And that impact that he parted with me helped me to develop myself as a firefighter, helped me to develop myself as a man, helped me to develop myself into a lieutenant, helped me to become whom I am today. That little piece that opened up the doorway and say, you know what? There's more potential inside me than what people can see. And that potential one day is going to be great. That's what we should be doing. What you say about it, brother?
I love it. What I hear when you talk about that and talk about what this man imparted with you and stayed with you for over 13 years, when you talk about what it is, this light, this spirit that you're giving out, it to break it down to simpler terms for me would just be the energy. It's the energy that's neither created or destroyed, but that it's within you. And this man 13 years ago put a piece of energy in you that worked and continued to work in you. This word was the energy. His word was the energy. His presence was the energy. That what he imparted was the energy, and it was coming from. It sounds to me like a place of caring, sounding like a place of encouraging, sounding like a place of just just being positive. And then when we talk about this energy and what it is that we do with it, I definitely think we have the choice of it being positive or it being negative, because and that comes from the way that we perceive certain things. I was on a coaching call earlier today, and I had at the end of the coaching call, we get a chance to talk about the problems that we had, and I said, okay, or challenges, and I said, this is a challenge, and the coach said, well, this is how I'm going to turn this thing into an opportunity. This is how I turn this into an opportunity. This is what you can do from it. So she took what I thought as a challenge and she put a completely different spin on it and a positive effect of what it is that I can do. So this is the same thing that we can do. We have these experiences, or we see someone, and when we walk in the room, like I talk about you all the time. When you walk in the room, you feel Joe when he walks in the room. Beethoven's another one. When Beethoven walks in the room, you feel Beethoven walking in the room. There's this energy, there's this feeling. And it sounded like to me like that's what happened when you walked into the room with this guy, when he brought you into the room and had that conversation with you. So that energy is there, that this stuff that you're giving off. So I would say, make it worthwhile. You also spoke about what it is that we're doing here. And every time I hear what it is that we're doing, we were given this thought. We came together and we said, this is how we're gonna manifest what we've been given, and we're gonna put it out there. And what it is someone else decides to do with it, that's on them. But we're coming from a place of love, coming from a place of giving. And I always remember this 70s person, that they said, and at the end of the day, when we walk and I have to account for everything it is that I did, I can't say, listen, I took that and I just hid it within me. I took whatever was given to me. I just hid it within me. I left it all out there. So, man, this is awesome. Great talk. Great talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. You got it. 100%. 100%. Yeah. So let's move to the next one. Spirit as emotion. Right. So the next part, your attitude, your emotions, the things that are happening on the inside. When you feel that negativity, when you feel that anxiety, when you feel that shyness, that passion, when you feel those things that are inside of you, that's a part of your spirit. And a lot of times these are the things that motivate you internally. These are things that we got to understand, whether it's the attitude or it's the emotion. Understanding these things are key to being able to solve your own problems, your own situations. Problems are things that we create, y'all. Problems are things we create. Trials are things that we go through that help us to become greater in life. But problems, those are things we create because of decisions that we have made.
And then when you're not making a decision, you are making a decision. When you choose not to do anything, you're doing something. There was oh my gosh, I'm watching the Medicis. If you all get a chance to watch, it's on Netflix. It's about the historical family. Took place back in the 1400s, 1500s. Excellent show. And that was one of the things that they go to Machiavelli. Machiavelli he was around during this time. That's the person who wrote The Prince. And one of the things they would go to him, they was like, well, Machiavelli, what we're asking you to do is nothing. And this was a part of it. He said, we're asking you to do nothing. When we come by your city, we ask that you do nothing. And then he turned to them. He was like, well, that's a big nothing. And they said, yep. You know what I mean? And eventually he asked for something in return to do nothing. So whether you believe you're doing nothing, you're doing something. Awesome.
That's powerful right there, right?
Yeah.
Powerful right there. And I don't think that we all understand that, but that's good that it's being brought forward, because nothing is something,
Yeah.
Nothing is something. When you're at your job, when they offer you, someone comes to you and says, hey, listen, you look like an individual that we need to have working in this position. They want you to move up. They want you to do a lateral move. And the only thing, and when you think about it, you're like, it's going to change everything for me. I don't know if I want to do that.
Get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, that happens. On the other hand, you might be saying, you know what? I feel as if I can make a difference because I see something that is not happening. If you don't do that, whatever that is, you feel the passion to do it, but you feel the fear, the emotion. Fear says, don't do it. Your passion says, do it. Then at that point in time, it takes a whole nother construct. Y'all give me one moment. That thing's moving, all right?
Okay. I think the brother...
Yeah, that's all right. We're still working this thing out. They're still working this thing out. That's the time right there. It's coming up.
It's coming up. So here's a question, and just delving, because I think we got a lot into the definitions and get into the deeper part of it, especially I think the how you differentiated between sorry, she's talking to me. Between the soul and the spirit is going to be very impactful. So my question is, because I know our time is coming up, is how in the spirit of the month it's wellness, and then there was a song, and they played at funerals where they say it is well with my soul. That's what it says.
It's on my wall. That song, that part of the song, it is well with my soul. It's on my wall. It's on my wall. I got it on my wall because that's a powerful, powerful song.
That's guys. That's that consciousness that we spoke about. So it is well with my soul. So in regards to the soul and the spirit, it's well with my soul and it's well with my spirit. How would a person go about saying, at the end of the day, the night I put forth this effort, I did what it was. When they lay down, they say, okay, it is well, either it's well with my soul or it's well with my spirit. How would you, I guess the question would be like for someone to lay down and not be thinking about it for the rest of the day. Like at the end of the day, I put forth the effort.
Listen, so when it comes down to it, I want to go back to the original, the start of that presentation. And I'll ask Ann if she can put it back up there. So this right here, when you look at this, brother, tell me something that you see, because we talked about all four of them, right? But tell me what you notice in equality.
Well, they're all connected to the soul. Everything's connected to the soul.
That's
right?
it. That's it. So when you all are thinking about this, remember,
We didn't plan that either.
You can control your mind. You can control your spirit. You can control your body. But you cannot control your soul personally. What happens to your soul is based off of those three things. So if you got the same belief as me, then you believe that the soul is immortal. It's going somewhere. Where is it going?
Where does it go?
Well, if I did right in the body, if I did right in the mind, and I had the right spirit, it's going this way. It's going up. And if I didn't, it's not going up. That's my belief.
Right.
You can believe whatever you want. But the soul is at the center of it. It's the core of it. And it is affected. So how do I can feed the spirit by being around the right influences. I can feed the mind by reading and by devouring right things. I can feed the body by, like Mike says, nutrition and also exercise and sleep and drinking the right amount of water and just taking care of the body and understanding what the pains are and all of those different things. I can feed those. How do I feed my soul? By feeding my spirit, my mind, and my body the right way. If I feed my body negatively, but I feed my mind positively, and then I feed my spirit negatively, then my soul is going to be off balance. And an unjust balance is an abomination. It just don't work, because all three of these components have got to be equally balanced in order for the soul to be right. So if your soul, if it ain't well with your soul, it's because your spirit ain't right, your mind ain't right, or your body ain't right.
That's it. I think we put a cap on it with that right there. That's a powerful lesson. If you can get that, you have a lot more sleep. Your nights of sleep will be a lot better. That's kind of what my my standard is, my litmus. Am I sleeping right? Did I sleep right? Not how much did I can go to sleep for an hour, but if I feel good about it. But you ever took one of those 30-minute naps during the day because you're just so tired, but then you might wake up and feeling guilty. And if you're waking up feeling guilty, check one of those different things. I love it, man. Good boy. Is it? You want to be well with your soul. Awesome. People, we're rounding out. We're rounding out this wellness, right? This is the. Go ahead.
That's it. Yeah, you're about to go on. This is the third episode this month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Third episode this month. Next month we'll kind of go back over everything. Next week we'll go back over everything that we spoke about in the previous weeks. Please engage. This is a powerful thing to learn, and I'm telling you, once you get these things, because we got you right with the body and the mind. This is rounding out. This is it. This is what's gonna make you sleep good at night, and that's what you want. You want to sleep good at night, right? So awesome. This is March 18th. Appreciate you guys for coming, checking us out. Please engage. Please talk. Let us know some of the things that maybe you have questions about this. Maybe you have questions from the week before or whatever it is. Let us know so we can answer them on the last show of the month as we finish out the first quarter of the year. So we appreciate you guys. Love you. Of course, remember Community Beacon every Friday. Motivational Mike is what we're calling it now. That's 9 o'clock.
I'm motivated.
That's on 9 o'clock on Monday, and we're going over what it's actually going to take, what it takes. So we're going over that for the next couple of weeks, and of course, it starts with me. Like, subscribe, share. Powerful moments, brother. How about you?
Love it. I love it. And then be back with us here again, Community Beacon. 6:30 Eastern. We're here with you. We love being with you. We love receiving the messages all over the place. We love it. We love to be able to have this language. And if you desire to be on the Community Beacon, we would love to have some of our followers. If you would like that, Anna just put it down on the what do you call those things? The scrolling marquee, the ticker. All right, it's on the ticker. This is at get in contact. Yes, point to it. Get in contact with info@tenacity.com. And Anna, you'll get a chance to speak with Anna, and she'll put you in with Mike, or she'll put you in with me. We'd love to have you on the show. All right? I'd love to be able to talk with you. Listen, I'm good. You good.
Yeah.